Hello everyone. We haven't done this for a while. It's been a couple of weeks actually. Again, life just got in the way, as it always does. Last week 'twas the heat. Monday 'twas the sprue review. But we're back. We're here. We're live. We're painting some Armageddon today. That's what we're doing. So I've got a grot orderly I'm in the midst of doing. So I'd like to finish him. And I will show you what we've done so far, so you can see some of the content that's coming your way. I hope you're excited to see some of it. We haven't done a lot, but we've done. We've set out our stall basically. So we got a lot of things on the go at the moment, which is completely understandable. I have no idea why this gets so dusty. I need a good stiff brush for dusting models. I currently use like round-headed dry brushes to do it, but sometimes they're not stiff enough to get the job done. Anyway, that's what we're going to be doing today. So we've got a couple of bases to finish. We've got a grot orderly to finish. I think we can get it all done in about an hour. So throughout the course of this stream, we'll talk about what's left to go, what we're going to do for it, and all that good stuff. And let me know what you guys want to see me do. What are your priorities for the box? Because obviously I can make all the assumptions in the world, but it's good to have your input every now and then. I smell Middle Earth. There's no Middle Earth, I'm afraid, for a couple of weeks. I'm sorry to say. We're doing this. So let's get this back up. Where is it? Ah, it's there. Boom. What have we done so far? This is a Warhipster premiere, world first. You haven't seen any of this stuff, so naturally we've done the Jump Chaplain, and we've done him in the colours of the Blood Angels. There he is, looking wonderful, looking spectacular. So that's one video. Here we have our Crimson Fist's captain with his relic shield. I'm a big fan of this. Big fan of how that's come out. We have our White Scars Librarian. There he is. That's one of the bases that we need to finish off today. So our White Scars Librarian. And here is our Salamander's Ancient. There you go. And again, another one of the bases we need to finish off. And today, we've done him. The Pain Boy. So he's been finished today. And this is what we are working on to finish off that video. There it is. Our grot orderly. So that's what we've got. My next thing is that we have got the weird boy here. We've got the war boss here. We've got the banner boy. And we've also got the big boss as well. Here. There he goes. So we've got these four to do. And there's going to be a slight kind of thing. So this guy we're going to do as a Death Skulls big boss. This guy we're going to do as a Bad Moons banner boy. That is going to be a Goth's war boss, and that's going to just be a weird boy. It's the same thing I've done with the pain boy. Do they have push fit bases? They are push fit bases. It's all push fit bases. No glue is required. Unless it is required, in which case, then you need it. So that's where we're at. I wish they still made those chunky painting handles. I agree. I would love to get my hands on, like, at the very minimum, 3 more. So, because then I would have 10, and that would make my life a little bit easier. I have 7 of them, which is a decent number, but it's not great. It's not enough, for me. Right, we are going to jump in to our next paint, which is some Screaming Skull Skeleton Horde on our little grot orderly. Next up, what we want to do is take some Skeleton Horde, and we're going to apply this over the top of the handle of the saw. But we're also going to apply it over the top of the little plaster he has on his back. Because the orderly's got a boo-boo. Boom. 1 down. Chat, as always, I must ask you. Please do leave a like on the stream if you want to support the channel for free. If you don't want to support the channel for free, why are you here? Alright, so what we need to do for this guy is we need to shade the handle of the weapon with Agrax Airshade. But we're going to do it later once we've put some Iron Warriors on it, because we need to put some Iron Warriors on the saw blade. Saw blade. And then we shade the Iron Warriors and we shade the handle at the same time, thus reducing the amount of steps that it takes to paint this. I try. So let's just get some Iron Warriors thinned down on the old palette. Bosh. Will we see the pre-painted terrain on the pre-order? If they haven't said it's going on pre-order, then no. They don't often like to just shadow drop stuff. They only did that with Theodred. I think that's the only one I can remember in my time where they've just shadow dropped it. With that all done, our next colour is some Iron Warriors. We're going to apply this over top of the Saw Blade. Cool. That's the button. I keep forgetting what button I'm using. Where are we? Pow. I just picked up a night box with no plan. Can't decide with it between Imperial or Chaos. Any players have any pointers to help decide? As it stands right now, there's only a couple of things that are like dedicated Chaos Knights, and there's not anything really that's dedicated Imperial Knights. So if you build an Imperial Knights army, at the moment, you can use it as both. I suspect that's going to change because they keep bringing out like new ones every so often. But right now, you can use the Castellan, you can use the Helverins, you can use them multi-purpose with both. There's only things like specific loadouts and stuff that prevents you from using them as Imperial Knights. But you can use an Imperial Knights army as a Chaos Knights army. You can't use a Chaos Knights army as an Imperial Knights army, if you see what I mean. So in that regard, I would build it as multi-purpose, but I don't know, because things are bound to change. We are on the cusp of a new edition, so things are almost certainly... there's a higher propensity for things to change in that they might start saying Chaos Knights can only use Chaos Knights and Imperial Knights can use these ones. It might be that that's what happens. Name is long enough to not to be annoying. Member for 14 months. Can you believe it? 14 months. That time flies. What if I want to support more than free? Well, that's a really good question. If you want to support the channel for more than for free, if you want to support me and the things that we do around here, you can send a super chat right now with a message that I'll definitely read out. That's something. There's super stickers that you can send right now for an amount of money. You can become a member of the channel if you would really like to. Or if you're already a member, you can gift some members to the channel. I think you can gift members if you're not a member, but I'm not entirely sure. You can do all of that good stuff. There's lots of ways to support me for not free, if you would like to. And I would greatly appreciate it. I'd imagine terrain comes out when the second wave of Orcs and Marines Codex arrive. Yeah, it's probably going to be around then. Tell you what I'll do is I'll support me with, and some of you, with 5 gifted Warhipster memberships to all of you guys. Share amongst yourselves. Boom. Rest in peace, John Blanche. Indeed. The industry lost a titan. An extremely influential artist. A lovely guy by all reports. He will be missed. It is a shame. Name is long enough to be annoying with a $100 super chat. I can send bribes like this. Sweet. Good to know. Yes, you can. You can send bribes. You probably have to tell me what they're for. Staying for the gun show. Oh, come on now. This is a holdover from it being too hot, and I'm wearing this by accident. I literally forgot I had this on me. And if you point it out too many times, I'll get really self-conscious and I'll go and throw like a hoodie on. And then I'll feel weird. And there'll be a strange energy in the room. We've got to wait for this to dry. It's going to take a little... It's going to take a hot minute. So here's a question for all of you guys. As things stand, the plan that we're currently clinging to is... we've got a White Scars Land Speeder, we've got Blood Angels Vanguard Veterans, we've got Crimson Fists Intercessors, and Salamanders Eradicators. That is the stuff that's left to do for the Space Marines. Which of those should I get done next? Like, which one? What is the most? What is the thing you want to see the most from the Space Marine half of Armageddon? As for the Orcs, we have the Bad Moon banner as well as Bad Moon Orc Boys, Death Skulls. What's he called? Big Boss with Death Skulls Boys. We got a Goth's War Boss. Goth's Gretchen. It's the neatest way I could think about doing it. Or Evil Sun's War Track. Or Evil Sun's Dakar Rig. Is it still hot in England? You are wearing a sleeveless t-shirt. It's actually now a lot cooler. I've just been wearing this because it's comfortable. And then I go on the internet and I'm immediately perceived by all of you and I'm incredibly uncomfortable. That's my bad. Iron Hands. I don't think they're taking part in Armageddon. Do I paint my Blood Angels Outriders like tigers? If you want to, paint them however you like. It's your hobby. It's your choice. Warcurse Minis, thank you very much for the €2 super chat. That's very kind of you. This is a message. It is indeed a message. That is a message. And I approve that message. Come on, are you dry yet? Nearly. We could probably... Shall we do... Yeah, let's do this. Filming. So that Iron Warrior is all applied. What we're now going to do is we're going to take a little bit of some Seraphim Sepia, and we're going to use this to do two things. Firstly, what we're going to do is we're going to apply this over top of the hands, the nose, and the ears of our grot. Just give it a little bit of extra shading. And then when we get it over the top of the hand like that, we can wash the brush. Get rid of the water, and then just blend it into our Plague Bearer flesh like that. But the other thing that we're going to do with the Seraphim Sepia is we're going to add a little bit of extra sort of dirt to the bottom of the robe. Like that. And then similarly wash the brush. Touch off the water. And just give it a little blend to make sure we don't have any hard transitions. Got to do that at the hand. And then the ears. And then the nose. Lovely. Are you using different skin recipes for the different orc clans, do you reckon, or the same across all? I mean, I might throw a couple of things in here and there, but it's not going to be a case of we're going, like, doing completely different things each and every time. And there's only about 2 or 3 different schemes that Games Workshop uses anyway. As long as they're green. Is the Crimson Fist scheme a lot different than the old one? Can't wait to see new Contrast Plus and try it out. It is different, yes. We've learned a lot since we did the Crimson Fists one. That old one is still valid, but this one, it's pretty good. I like it. Right, I reckon we should be dry now. Boom. Let's do that. Look at how productive we're being, ladies and gentlemen. And with that Seraphim Sepia all applied, we are then going to take some Agrax Earthshade. And we're going to apply this over the top of the saw blade and the saw handle. Boom. Are the Crimson Fists the ones with white gloves? Yeah, why not? They're white at one point. And then they become red. So, because we've primed a stuck in the air saw blade, Here's a little pro tip for you. When you have something like this, if you store him like this, if you put him on the table like that, then the contrast tends to, or shade paints tend to run towards the bottom. So in this case, what I do is I just lay it flat like that. And you just kind of want to get it like that sort of thing. Just for a bit, whilst it dries. And it should leave it where it is. But we'll keep an eye on it just for the moment. There should be a sign on that planet that reads, "Welcome, fellow Astartes. This place sucks. Signed, Walls and Templars." That is true. That is true. Been trimming this Harridan's nails for an hour now. I have such a love-hate relationship with Forge World. Oh, mine's pure hate for everything they do and anything resin. To hate it. Iron Hands, 2 clan companies in Armageddon. Is that so? Let's have a look. There's a cutout on the box. In this extensive book. I'm not the best fan of this book, to be honest. Imperial dispositions. There's just... Surely there's a list of all the Space Marines. Templars. Oh yes, here we go. Indeed we do. We have 2 clan companies of the Iron Hands. They are present. I'm still not painting any. Sorry. Do we think they're going to give us some Crimson Fist specific models? No. And if they do, it'll be Pedro Cantor and that'll be it. If you would like to learn how to paint Iron Hands, check out Contrast Plus How to Paint Canok Var. That's everything you need to paint that any Iron Hand ever. We hate gravity. We are not fans of gravity when it comes to contrast and shape paints. Do you think they are going to give us a full resculpt of all MESBG minis ever? Yes. I do think they will. But that's only if they keep the license for the next 40 to 50 years. Is basically what I would say to that. Because I think you can find a reason to do... any of the main sort of things that they would perhaps want to do, given as, you know, we're 5 years away from the 30th anniversary of the Fellowship of the Ring. It's the 25th anniversary this year. I'm surprised that they didn't get War of the Rohirrim finished sooner, because clearly Riders of Rohan is part of War of the Rohirrim. Just is, right? But I could see... Eventually they will, because they just won't want to run those molds until they won't want to run those molds for 30 or 40 years. But here's the thing that's really important for Middle-earth and for Middle-earth fans. If you want to see more Middle-earth, support Middle-earth, not necessarily the game. But anything that comes out from New Line, so things like War of the Rohirrim and The Hunt for Gollum, because if those films do extremely well, there's a reason for Games Workshop to do stuff with it much quicker. If those films don't do well, then there's no point. Hence why it's taken so long for the War of the Rohirrim stuff to do. And to be fair, it's not Games Workshop's fault, and it's not War of the Rohirrim's fault, but it's actually New Line's fault. They didn't market it very well at all. So there's a lot of people who just haven't seen the film. and didn't go and see it in the cinema or anything like that. So that contributed to poor performance. I really enjoyed the film. I went and saw it, of course. And so one of the things I really want to do is the rest of the models from that film. But I haven't been able to get to doing them. And also, the content didn't do very well because nobody watched it. You probably don't have to support it much more. But there's only so much we can do. But yeah, if the Hunt for Gollum, if the Hunt for Gollum does well, then, and like extremely well, you will see a lot more Middle Earth happen very quickly, especially from that film. There you go. Check that out. That's dried really nicely. Perfect. That's what we wanted. Right. How many highlights do we want to do on this guy? We don't want to do a lot of them because it is just a grot orderly at the end of the day. We'll do... 5. That's what we'll do. Yeah, that makes sense to me. By the way, the stuff you showed off looked great, Josh. Oh, thank you very much. That has been quite the whirlwind over the weekend. I started painting on Friday? Thursday or Friday? Thursday. Because we had the heat wave, I couldn't move as quickly as I wanted to, so I was restricted to about sort of 2 or 3 hours of painting, so it was just really slow going, but stuff has cooled down since then. I started Belial recently using your video. Oh, thanks. You enjoying it? I know it's 11th edition Hope, but I'd love for you to do the whole StarCraft models when they come out. Thoughts? Your vids have been so helpful. I don't have any affinity for StarCraft myself, having never played the game. So it's very unlikely for me to do them. Unfortunately. It's a lot of money to spend on something I have absolutely no affinity for whatsoever, if you see what I mean. It's just like... Also, it's something that I would 100%... I would maybe do like 1 or 2 models from it, but only 1 or 2. I'm not buying huge amounts of it. And only once I see other people's content and see how it does. You know, we run things on a very tight shoestring budget round here. So if it's a really expensive thing and it's not popular content, that is the perfect storm of it's time to wrap things up, you see what I mean? Basically. Maybe instead of Screaming Skull, we actually use... Maybe Flayed One Flesh is better here. Yeah, why not? We've already used it. Sorry if you missed any update. Promise I'd let you know about model storage for a move. War mag sheets in box plus magnets worked great. Plus I added packing peanuts. No breakages. Best of luck. Yeah. I bought a bunch. I bought a couple of really useful boxes to just put models in. I'm probably not going to magnetize them all. I'm probably just going to move them whenever it is that we do finally get the move on the go. I'm probably just going to basically move it up like in 6 boxes at a time in the back of the car, rather than try and do like 2.5, 3,000 models in one go. There's just no sense in doing that. Like 2.5, 3,000 models. Having the storage for 2.5, 3,000 models is just extremely wasteful when it comes to plastic. So we'll probably just do it in like maximum of 10 boxes, if you see what I mean. And then just take a load, come back, take another load, and so on and so forth. Because there has to be a place for the models to go as well. Just have them float. Or just put them all on. Just put them in the canal I have to move somewhere with a canal. Throw them in the canal and hope they turn up. So with those shades applied, our grot orderly is now what I would call a Warhipster battle ready. So it's time to take him to the next level. We're going to do this by adding just a couple of highlights. Now, the first of these is going to be some thinned down flayed one flesh. We're going to use this to highlight all of his skin. Excuse me whilst I highlight a grot. Yeah, to further answer the question about whether we're going to do multiple different orc skin recipes, in this video alone, there's already 2. This grot is a very different colour to the orc himself. I do find painting orcs quite tedious. I don't love it. Just another reason why this is box is probably not for me. If you magnetize them, you can just stick them on your car. But it's not my car. And I'm not sure Alice would be very impressed if I just stuck a bunch of models to a car. And in addition, that's how you lose them. And I'm not trawling up the motorway trying to find an intercessor that dropped off. Alright, Evil Sunz Scarlet up next. Boop. So with that flayed one flesh all applied, we then take some thinned down Evil Sunz Scarlet, and we use this to pick out the lenses on the goggles and also to highlight that ribbon. Getting there slowly but surely. How's everyone? Been a while. Thought I guess you had an Armageddon to paint in secret. That is true. That is true. We have a lot of an Armageddon to go. It's one of those things where it's like, what's the proper order of operations here? And like, I didn't put them into the sprue review because we had literally, as of Monday when I was editing, I had only done the captain and the chaplain. That was it. And it was like, there's 61 models in this box. And I've done 2. Which isn't great. But like I said, I was ill, then I was hot, and then I was ill. It's been a rough couple of weeks, I'm not going to lie. But we are soldiering on to try and deliver you the best Armageddon painting content this side of the contrast paints. Doesn't make any sense as a sentence, but there we go. I'm an idiot. Been asking you about a scheme you already have a vid for. Which one? I'm doing Steel Legion for my Kriegsman. What contrast would you set? Oh, I see. I see. You're not alone. I do that like twice a month. Oh, the comment section's full of it as well. I didn't realise you did Kriegsman as Steel Legion. Well, not really. They're similar. I personally wouldn't do it at the moment because, I'll tell you why, Steel Legion are on the way. They've told us. I would do something different with my Krieg if I were you. Or you could just copy mine. But they're not Steel Legion because they've got brown armor. They're like the I can't remember the Siege Regiment. They are in the book. There's a picture of them in the book. I can't remember what it was called though. Don't you miss sometimes painting base shade layer? No, absolutely not. It's the worst way to paint. I hate it. Because it's not base shade layer, is it? It's base shade layer highlight. Ugh. I do it all the time with the metallics. All the metallics are done that way. And that's the worst part of every miniature for me. I wonder if the bird sounds are going to be in the vid. Well, yeah, I'm not going to... I don't have the skills to edit them out. Don't remind me, I'm still not painting my Krieg. I've come to the conclusion that 40k has too much crap on them. That does happen. Age of Sigmar is gone that way as well on many occasions, is that they have overcompensated with the amount of detail. Sometimes they don't let the pose speak for itself, as it were. You know, it's the if you can make the dynamism of the model work, or in fact a lack of dynamism, like some stoicism or something, it doesn't need to be overly detailed as a model. But sometimes you over detail it to compensate for lack of interest, if you see what I mean. I think there's a fine like balancing point, I think, and I don't know where that is. I can't put a picture, but with your tutorial I made the best figure ever, the Tyranid Swarm Lord. Thank you and greetings from Poland. Oh, that's very kind of you. It's a shame we can't see it. You do have the skills to edit more birds in, though. I mean, yeah, I can get a free bird track and just put it in the background. Painting metallics is the biggest chore and where I give up so often. Yeah, I get to the metallic stage more often than not when I'm painting, and that is where like the desire to not continue painting kicks in. And so quite often a lot of my models, it'll get to like, especially highlighting metallics, actually it's usually highlighting them. The Ironbreaker and Liberator Gold stage, for example, we'll get to that point, and then I'll be like, right, I'm now going to look at my phone for half an hour because I just don't want to do it because it's annoying. That bear's going to copyright strike you when this is out. To be fair, oh, somebody tried to copyright strike me the other day. It was great. That was really good fun. I also had it again, actually, a couple of weeks back, like 2 weeks ago. Somebody downloaded a bunch of my videos, uploaded it to their YouTube channel, and then copyright claimed me. That's what they did. So that was great, because it then meant that all the revenue was held in, I think they say it's held in escrow or whatever. It was all held for 2-3 days whilst it was all sorted out. And I was like, this is fantastic. What a great way. What a great way to spend a week. As a fellow professional artist, do you have any comments on the news of the passing of John Blanche? We already talked about it, but it's a sad day. He was a formative part of the hobby. Fantastic, talented artist, and the world will miss him. I never met the man, but everyone I know who has said he was a wonderful guy. And he contributed a lot to this thing that we call Warhammer. So there's a lot to be grateful to him for. I'm going to have to come back and clean this paint pot at some point. Alright, let's just get on with this. With that all done, just like on the Pain Boy, what we're going to do is we're going to take some thinned down Corax white. I'm going to use this to highlight his clothes. Just want to say, love your stuff. I've used your tutorials many times. Keep it up. Well, thank you very much. Thanks for enjoying the videos. That's the aim of the game. Hey chat, did you know that there's 121 people watching? Right now. 121 viewers. That's big for a Wednesday night for me. Especially when I've been away for so long. So a big thank you to that. Hello, if you're new. First time viewer. We're on 74 likes. So 26 more and we'll have 100 likes on the stream. That would be amazing. We are also 45 members away from our goal of 50, which would also be incredibly amazing if we could do that. I would be greatly appreciative. Boom. We are good on the Corax White. No, we're not. I missed one little edge. There we go. Now we're good on the Corax White. That's what we like to see. Okay. Dawnstone and Ironbreaker. 'Tis all that remains. What am I looking at? Oh god. Whoa! Here is $1 for every person watching. This bribe is sponsoring Isengard and Easterlings. I think maybe you want to see Isengard and Easterlings. Yeah. We'll do Isengard for sure. Easterlings, a little bit while, because I'm a lot closer to Isengard than I am for Easterlings, and as you know, I don't really like Easterlings. Don't make me do Easterlings after doing Armageddon. And then you've got to drop to 50 gifted Warhipster memberships like an absolute ruddy bloody boss. That's ridiculous. What are you doing, man? Thank you so much. You impossibly generous person that you are. I really appreciate you. Thank you. It's been a while, Josh. Have we had the John Blanche chat? Yes, twice. We have. Hey, Ruby, how you doing? Bribing, obviously. Okay, yeah. What are we doing? God. Oh boy. There's a lot of bribing. He really wants Isengard and Eastlings. You know? The man knows what he wants and he's prepared to do anything to get it. You know? I respect it. And I really appreciate it because, you know. Did you already start painting the Armageddon box? Yes, indeed, we did. We're doing it right now. We're doing it live. We're going to do a little bit more. We're going to finish the Grot Orderly. That's for sure. That's exactly what we're planning to do because we are a mere two highlights away from doing said finishing. So we'll do the next one. With the white all highlighted, it's time to take a small amount of some thinned down Dawnstone, and we're going to use this to highlight the black details. Just going to get this one done because it's not very much. And we'll roll straight into the Ironbreaker because we'll be done then, which is very exciting. That'll be video number 5 ready to go. We'll do some basing after this, or we'll start the next video. Haven't decided that yet. Alright, there we go. So, black's all done. Oh my goodness me, what are you doing? You've done another 50 gifted membership. King of bribing. That is a lot of bribing. Is it? That reminds me of a certain someone. And it's exactly the person. Oh dear. Oh my goodness me. Oh, I see how it is, Joe. Coming in here with your weekly tasks. And with that Dawnstone all applied, what we're now going to do is finish off our Grot Orderly by taking some thinned down Ironbreaker. I'm going to use this to highlight all the silver. finished it! Yay! Wow! Oh boy. That is another Armageddon video. In the books. Tidy up that highlighting a little bit. Chat, if you weren't aware, Ruby's Paint Studio is in the chat right now. And it is Ruby's Paint Studio who made these wonderful brushes that I've been using for the last 2 months, I want to say. And I do want to say that I think using these brushes is currently making me a better painter, because I'm using increasingly bigger brushes to do highlights. Whereas previously, I was only really capable of using a brush this size to do it. These days, I'm using... and to be fair, I've used the crap out of these. But these two, the Angel and the Pixie, I've been using... like, newer ones look a lot bigger and better than that. I've hammered them, but I do think they are making me a better painter by using them. Oh boy. I reward myself with weekly beans. Sometimes you reward yourself with weekly beans twice, 3 times, or even 4 times somehow. There we go. Check that out. Yeah, I like it. Our first orc video. Done. So, here's my question. I think what we'll do with sort of the next sort of 10-15 minutes, because I really want to get them finished, is we'll do these 2 bases. We'll get basing material on these guys as well, so we'll get the Sterling Mud on these 2. But here's my question for everybody out there. Am I going to do next Bad Moons, Death Skulls, or Goths? Which one of these 3 should I do next? Which one should I jump into? Your choices start now. Goths, please. You want Goths? You want Bad Moons? It's between Bad Moons and Goths. Which one of these 2? Okay. Well, yeah, fine. Makes sense. My choice is yes. I like it. I like it. It's good choosing. It's good choosing. Right. Let's grab a dry brush. That's what we need. And we'll grab some Tyrant Skull. That's also what we need. And some... Where is it? Where is she? Oh, I know. Hang on. I needed this. Okay. Okay. All right. Are Bad Moons the yellow ones? Yes, they are. Tyrant Skull! Oh, how I've missed you! Right, let's move you out of the way for now. Because Get out of it. This guy's base needs some dry brushing. I mean, the salamander does too, but... I came very close to deciding to do the entire box as White Scars. But I have a plan. You see, we don't know what the vibe is yet when it comes to the multi-part release for Space Marines and for Orcs. I think there's... we've already seen the bikes. We saw them in that terrain video. So they're a definite thing, right? So we know bikes are coming. But we don't know what the rest of this stuff is coming. But the thing with the Space Marines is we don't know any of what's coming for Space Marines. So if there's new bikes for Space Marines, I want to do them as White Scars for sure. That is definitely something that's going to happen. Because I want to inject some like fun into my own 40k thing. So there's a reason I've chosen these 4 chapters, is because salamanders are amongst my favourite miniatures to paint. I love painting salamanders. I love painting the green. I think they're really effective. I like that you can just like put flames on them wherever you want, like that kind of thing. I really enjoy painting salamanders. So I've chosen them because, well, I just really like painting salamanders. Blood Angels, of course, I've chosen them because they are, you know, my guys, as it were. I have many thousands of points of Blood Angels, and so it makes sense to do them. And White Scars is an army that I have long wanted to do a proper all bikes, all speeders, all mounted White Scars army for. Now, seeing as we have new orc bikes on the way, again, when it comes to orcs, if I was going to do any orc army, it would be an Evil Sunz orc army. That has been the thing that I've always wanted to do when it comes to orcs, and I've never really been interested in doing any other type. It's just the thing that's held me back is I don't want to do a bunch of like battle wagons and things like that. That just doesn't interest me. It's got to be as many bikes that can physically fit into an army as possible. And Wazdaka Gutsmech coming out was very exciting because it was a preview of things to come. So here's my thing: is like the land speeder. It's just perfect for White Scars, so we've done it as White Scars. Crimson Fists, much like Joe, if he's still here. I do love the Sons of Dawn, and I really enjoy painting Imperial Fists, but I want to do kind of like what he's done and do kind of a bit of a sort of mishmash of all things Sons of Dawn. It might be that the main focus of that is Black Templars, but that's the reason Crimson Fists are there. And also, you know, I've been promising doing Crimson Fists for a while, and so it just felt like a right time to do it. It's really, really effective, and it's a really nice scheme to paint. So that's why we've chosen the 4. To make a 2,000 point army, we can do that quite easily with those 4 chapters, and I think we can define what those look like with sort of 500 point blocks. Now I don't have to do anything for the Blood Angels because I don't anticipate much more coming out for the multi-part that is Blood Angels coded. But for those other ones, if we get bikes, if we get more speeders, if we get other cool stuff, if we get sort of more Gravis themed things, there's a lots of cool potential here for stuff to come for the Space Marines. Do I think any of it will come? I don't. I'd love it to. I'd love there to be some brand new things. I mean, if there's brand new things, I'll probably put them into my Blood Angels. But I would like to do across this edition, if we're going to do it, let's just have an Armageddon themed army, and it's not one Space Marine chapter, because there's no reason to do that anymore, because you can just play any Space Marines as any Space Marines, and as long as you keep the named characters out of it, it's no longer like faction locked. So you can have a multicolored alliance of all things Space Marine if you want to, which is really cool. Right, here is the Stirland Mud application. For our orcs. So we'll get this on here. Oh, I didn't update the old because name is long enough to be annoying. Has just smashed every target ever, because he's an absolute bloody legend. Right, let's get this on here. I'm working on the opposite of that, where I convert everything into Dark Angel, so eventually I can play whatever I want. It'll just be First Legion themed. I like it. I like it. I did for a very long time, and you can see it on the channel, right? Is that there's like 40 Blood Angels videos here on YouTube, and I would be happy to continue making them. And I mean, I am making 2 more Blood Angels videos, right? But I just the last event that I went to, I was just like, my Blood Angels army is so massive that it's not agile. It's not I need to do this closer to my face. I can't see what I'm doing. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. My Blood Angels army isn't agile, and the reason I say that is because over the last 6 years, of the sort of 300-400 models that I've done for that army, they have replaced about a full quarter of them with new ones, including now also Vanguard veterans. I had 20 Vanguard veterans, 10 Sanguinary Guard, 45 Death Company. It all keeps 10 Stern Guard as well. And now 10 Assault Terminators. So it's all being replaced with newer models, and that's not to say the characters as well. Lamartis, Astarath, Dante are all replacements as well. So I think for me personally, I will always want to add bits and pieces here and there to my Blood Angel Space Marines, but I'm not really into the idea of, if they brought out a new tactical squad, replacing the 4 10-man tactical squads I have with new tactical squads. Just not doing it. I'm just not doing it. So for me, it doesn't make sense for me personally in that instance, you're only ever going to use 6 because maximum battle line, right? Even if that's even still the same, I don't know. But you know, if it's 6 for battle line, 3 for rule of 3 for everything else, I might as well do some other things that make me happy. And so I can add, if they do, for example, new tactical squads, I'll do them as Crimson Fists, Imperial Fists. I'm not doing them as Blood Angels because there's no. It's just no point to me. You know. And like, part of me is kind of glad that like the Death Company don't have a Death Company kit, and that they have just been replaced with. Well, they haven't even been replaced with an upgrade kit or a transfer sheet. They've just been told paint JPIs with black armor. You know, part of me is glad that that has happened because it means that I can still. I mean, I would still be able to use my old ones anyway, but my old ones are still quite unique in that regard. The trouble is, they also massively limited the loadouts, so most of my models are most of my models are invalid anyway. I never did like 30 of them with thunder hammers and that, but I never did that. I think I've got 4 with thunder hammers, but that's still 4 with thunder hammers that I don't think you can even have a single thunder hammer in it now. Pretty sure it's just power fists. If Joe's still here, he'll know. I'm hoping they update Outriders to be hover bikes like the new Khan. I'm hoping that they don't update Outriders to be hover bikes like the new Khan. I hope they add hover bikes. I hope they keep Outriders. And they just give you something new. Something new for the Space Marines, please. Just one. Just one unit. I'll be happy with one. And even if it's like slightly dumb looking, like the Desolation Marines, I will go on record saying it's the best Space Marine unit ever. If they do something new, please, just one. Not an alternate loadout. Not an upgrade kit. Just something brand new. Oh. That would be my dream come true. I would be extremely appreciative. It's like same thing for orcs. Just like 1 or 2 new things. If they do, I'll enjoy the fly keyword and be unstoppable in COH. I'm guessing that's a detachment. I'd also grieve having to convert everything back to wheels. You mean like a new Marnius Calgar? That's not a new model, is it? Champion of Hunters Detachment. Right, makes sense, yep. Custodies bikes say hi. Yeah, that's true. They do have their hover bikes. What is that tool? I'm guessing you're referring to the texture tool. This is the texture tool from Citadel. They make this for applying your texture paints. It's just a nice little two-ended chisel thing where it's got a thick one on one end and a thin one on the other, and I use it to apply all of my texture stuff. Just means you don't like gum up any bristles. Even if you do have like an older brush, it might be an older brush that you use for like mixing paint or something. It just means you keep like the sort of micro beads, whatever it is, like the lumpiness of the texture paint out of a brush, using that instead. And you pretty much only ever have to buy one, and it just sticks around forever. I did buy another one because with that one, it got covered in super glue, and I was using a mold line remover to get the excess texture paint off it, because once it starts to gum up, it makes it a much less precise tool to use. But I was using it to get, and I just like fully took the end off. So I did buy another one to use instead. But I haven't cracked it open yet. But you if I do this, you should be able to see. Like, so this is obviously the grey one is the older one. Like, it was that end. It's become very. You see how it's lost some thickness. So eventually I will swap over to the black one. But I really like this. I really like this. I think it's very good. Oh, I getcha. You want plastic resculpts of the Warriors of Mirkwood and the Last Alliance. Gotcha. The Last Alliance, yes. 100%. That would be really nice. Mirkwood less so. But they're more likely because they're in resin. Oh. Right. We need to put the time we on. Got 5 more minutes. Let's do the rims of the bases. Hello, Tom Hill. 3759. It's a strangely specific number. Or are you merely the 3759th Tom Hill? You know? Is that who you are? Because you were the first one I ever met. Hello, Adam. Hello, Tronic. Let's... Oh, I'm not doing it on this go. Let's go. Because that stone of mud needs to dry. We are applying Black Legion to the rim of our ancient. What you doing? Stuff. Yeah, just some things and some stuff. I like to call this the victory lap. Let's put you here. How would you go about making Ravenwing's black armor look different from the black armor of other chapters? Here's my question. Does it need to? I'd argue, because the vast majority of the Ravenwing model is a bike. That's pretty industrial. So, Black Legion, Null Oil, Dawnstone, Admin Grey. Would be how I would do it. But we do have a video about painting black armor. So if you were worried that you had a bunch of black armor that looked the same and you wanted it to be something different, there is a video that is all about how to paint black armor in various different colours. Hey, that librarian isn't blue. No, it's not. And I'll tell you why. And I know what you're all thinking. He's lost his mind. And I know the comments are going to be the same thing. They're going to be like, no, librarians are in the blue of the librarius. You suck. Worst video ever. I hate you. And I know that's what they're going to say. But permit me, if you will, for one moment. As you can see, this librarian right here, from the official Warhammer community website, is indeed in the blue of the librarius. There he is, looking fantastic. Of course he does. He's in the blue of the librarius. It looks great. However, if we were to scroll down just a little bit to this section just here, you will see from the official Warhammer website, and I will also say that in the book, these pictures are also in the printed book. These are painted by Warcom. These are in the book. These are official references. As you can see there, that is an Ultramarine. That is a Salamander. That is the Crimson Fist. And oh, what's that right there? That would be the White Scars Librarian in white with a blue arm. Boom, official. I'm not making it up. I was surprised the Armageddon box minis in the case at UK Games Expo weren't the heavy metal versions. I am not surprised that they didn't put the heavy metal ones in UK Games Expo, because if they had put the heavy metal ones in the case at UK Games Expo, they would have got nicked. I'm almost certain they would have got nicked. Hasn't GW done librarians in that style previously as well? Yeah, they have. I mean, look, the rules aren't hard and fast. Most of the time, the blue is represented on them in the librarius. Same for chaplains. Chaplains are pretty much always in all black armor, but they're not always in all black armor. It does sometimes vary from chapter to chapter. It depends. Depends on the chapter. Depends on the librarian. The librarian themselves might be like, no, I must represent my chapter more. You know, that kind of thing. Tech Marines is another good shout, because they are always in in Martian red, but the Iron Hands ones generally aren't in Martian red. They're actually often in black, in the black of the Iron Hands. But they'll have a lot of references to the Martian priesthood. Librarian, Apothecary, Chaplain, Tech Marine, right? Yeah, exactly. They are they generally have a different armor color to the armor of their chapter, usually. Next, you'll be telling us we don't have to paint the launch box Marines as Blood Angels. Maybe I would. I mean, I've only done one. Anyway. Ladies and gentlemen, we've done pretty much everything that we set out to do. I have my marching orders from you guys. You want me to do the Bad Moons next and the Goths next. So we'll be doing the War Boss and we'll be doing the Banner Boy or Banner Knob next. They will be the next two off the rip. And then we'll do the Death Skulls after that. So that means we definitely need to make sure we have these ready. When it comes to the releasing of this painted content, we will start releasing this painting content on Saturday. So we're going to be releasing it from the point of where people have actually been able to pre-order it. I kind of felt like this week, like putting out how to paint the new Armageddon Librarian. It feels like nobody's even bought it yet, if you see what I mean. Because there are some people who buy things on pre-order and then magically they have it the next day. Who can say how they manage that? But some people do. And then similarly, some people get it like a week early, a couple of days early. So we're going to start pumping out the painting content from Saturday. Usually the plan with a box such as this is to alternate between Space Marines and Orcs. So do one Space Marine, one Orc, one Space Marine, one Orc, to do it that way. So at the moment we have 4 Space Marine videos. We have 1 Orc video. If we get 2, 3, 4, 5, if we get the 5 characters done, all 5 of the characters done, we'll go Orc Space Marine, Orc Space Marine, Orc Space Marine, Orc. And then by then I'll have already got the next a next bunch of stuff. The thing that's important for me is probably getting the land speeder done in the colours of the White Scars, but we shall see when that comes. The Dakar rig also for the Evil Sons and the War Track as well will be another alternate Orc scheme, although there won't be anything that's too surprising about that one, given, as you've already seen, Wazdaka Gutsmech. We will be getting around to all of the infantry. At the moment, I personally feel like I haven't made much progress on this box at all, because there's 61 models in the box, and currently on my desk I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 9, 10, which doesn't feel good, because that means there's another 51 left to go, but things will speed up, I'm sure, as time goes on. So when this painting content starts dropping, it will be daily content. We'll also try and do some live streams here and there. Depends on how busy life gets. I'm not sure how busy it's going to be, because things are all Armageddon at the moment, and who knows what the future holds. Games Workshop hasn't previewed very much. Whatever they previewed, the only thing they've already said, Caiaphas Cain, they showed him off. He's probably coming out at some point in the next 2 to 3 months. And of course there was the I can't remember what it was called, but there was the Hedonites of Slanesh. That was another thing that they've previewed. So we've seen like 2. Can you show off the painted minis? I can. I'll do it like this. We've done this guy, the Pain Boy. He's done as of this evening with his Grot Orderly. There you go. That's one. Another one that we've done is our Crimson Fist Captain, and we've done our Blood Angels Jump Chaplain. So for those of you who are new to painting Blood Angels, we've done the Chaplain, but don't worry, the Vanguard veterans are also going to be painted as Blood Angels, so you'll be able to see how to paint Blood Angels as well, if you were worried and you didn't happen to look at my channel and there's already 50 Blood Angels videos on there. And then we have our basis rim is still a little bit wet. That'll have to do. We have our White Scars Librarian. There he is. And we have our Salamanders Ancient as well. So that's what we've finished so far. And we will be moving on very soon. Anyway, are you doing an Armageddon Cogfort tomorrow? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Age of Sigmar models converted into 40k. That is the devil's work. Anyway, so that's what we're at. That's where we're at. We will do another painting update next week, I'm sure, because we will still be painting all of this, but we will have moved on to the infantry by then, I am sure, because that is a whole week away, and it's not going to take me a whole week to do 4 character models. It's going to take me 4 days, I reckon. So maybe by the end of the weekend we'll have all of the orcs and all of the Space Marine characters done, but we shall have to see. I might be really, 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 really productive over the next 24 hours and get a whole 2 characters done. We shall see. But yeah, I'm going to wrap things up there. I just want to say a massive, massive thank you, obviously, to Mike. Name is long enough to be annoying, for just an obscene amount of support. He's an absolute legend. I really, really appreciate him. And I appreciate all of you for watching as well. Thank you very much. And I hope you're looking forward to more Armageddon content. I am enjoying making it for you. My mood might change once we're 15 orc boys in, but we shall see. At the moment, things are quite varied, so I've been keeping it. It's been interesting, doing lots of different things. But maybe after the 15th orc boy, I might be willing the pain boy to drive his earthy syringe into my eyeball. But we shall see. Can you see them as good moons instead? I'm not sure how to paint good moons, but I'll investigate for you. But yeah, so we will be... I'm not sure if there will be a video tomorrow. I do have some things that I could put out, and I would have to sit and edit them. It depends. There won't be an Armageddon painting video, but we'll see. We'll see. I will cross that bridge in the morning when I come to it. But for now, I hope you enjoyed this evening, and we will be back next week. Hopefully on Monday, for a Me Time Monday. It's been ages since we've done one of those. Painting of this, of course. Painting Armageddon. But, it's the thing that dominates the national conversation in terms of Warhammer. So I'll see you all a bit later on. Thank you so much, guys. Have a great rest of your week. Bye for now. Bye.